out how my life has changed, how I'm not the same. Wondering where would I be without you? I'd be so ashamed, but I know one thing, I'll never falter. Not even if the sun don't shine. Lord, you lift me up. Lord, you hold me down. Lord, you be the best in me. I'll walk through the wilderness, come out victorious. I am yours and you are mine. Lord, Lord, mine. I can walk through darkness, I can swim through seas, I can move mountains right in front of me. Even in the valley, I'll keep my head up high, 'cause I don't walk alone. You're always by my side, I'll never fall. Hey guys,
Hey, good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's Super Bowl Sunday.
it is Super Bowl Sunday.
I'm not a fan of football, but when the Patriots play, I watch.
I'm going with Seattle. But the main question is, baby, what is on the menu for the game? What type of finger foods did you put together for this game?
So we're gonna have hot honey chicken wings. We're gonna have nachos with ground chicken, French fries, and I'm gonna cut up a pineapple.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna have a nice little spread, just me and you.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have a nice
I
little
can't
spread.
come. I'm sorry.
This is gonna be my first time making hot honey wings, but I'm pretty sure it's easy. I saw it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we got something we want to talk about. You know, we don't come on here unless we got something we want to talk about. So you know, we was talking
as we do,
as we do. And Babe said, we need to put this on camera. So
yeah, let's share it with the people.
So we are here to share today. And
what do we got cooking?
We was talking about Exodus season, Exodus season, transition process, and the fear of God, and work out our own salvation. So you want to?
I want to go into I want to go into the Exodus season. Let's go into that.
All right. So I was saying that I feel that God is doing something new in my life. Like he's pushing me somewhere. And so like I understand that God is doing it. So like let me not even say I feel. I understand that God is moving me out of a season, an era, or whatever it is. And he's moving me into something new, but that I don't particularly know where I'm going, like where God is taking me. So I just gotta trust him through the process. So yeah, God is definitely doing a new thing. I know it. It's like I just feel it. It's there. Like I can see some of it. I can get a glimpse of it, but I don't really know where it's going. But I see that there's something's ending, like in me.
A lot's gonna come with that, though, baby.
Of course,
a lot's gonna come with it,
and it's been coming. That's why you know
it's gonna be crazy. Because it's going to be familiar faces, familiar voices, you know what I mean? Past relationships, however that may look, you know what I mean? They're going to be coming. You know what I mean? It's going to be people who felt as though they benefited from the old version of you. You know what I mean? Like, and now I'm speaking as a whole, like we're going to have to stop feeding certain systems, you know what I mean, patterns, or even expectations. You know what I mean? Because it could be stumbling blocks to where you trying to go where I'm trying to go, where we're trying to go, where people are trying to go.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's true. Because I was talking about agents. I was like, every time God is moving me out of a place and moving me into a place, the agents come. Like they come to like see. I don't even know what. Because agents, I be feeling like agents are demonic all the time. And we don't wrestle with flesh and blood. So yeah, it might just be God trying to show me where the strongholds are, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so, but the agents don't really know that they're assigned to do that. Some of them do, some of them don't, but they do it. It's like they want to bring out the old Sharika. Like they want to tap in, want me to tap into that, want me to grab a hold to that. And they come with the dumbest stuff. Like, and
Yeah.
I'll just be like, what is going on? But it's always at a time where God is showing me something new. Like he's bringing me out of something. I can feel his glory all over me, all over it. I can just feel his presence heavy. And when I feel his presence heavy, here come the agents.
But that's how it's supposed to go, though. If you really look at it, it's supposed to go like that because it's always a test. It's always a test to you. Please excuse me, y'all. Everybody, bear with me. I'm kind of under the weather, but I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
rock through this. But these agents and these obstacles come. I would like to address agents as obstacles because that's all they are. Either you're gonna over
Distractions.
yeah, either
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna overcome them or you're not.
Mm-hmm.
It's no gray area. There's no in between on that. Because you got to realize that in your growth, like when you're growing with God and you're closing the door, that no longer suits you, no longer benefits you,
Mm-hmm.
it's always going to be something or somebody that wants to keep a hold. It's a stronghold.
Yeah, it's a
It's a
stronghold. It's a
stronghold.
stronghold. And I think that it's so important not to be available for those agents. So they may not identify that they're being used, right?
Uh-huh.
But when we identify it, when we discern it, we have to pull back from it. And
Yeah.
you know, I had did the goodbye and good boundary
Yeah.
group with like that 6 week group thing,
Uh-huh.
and I had to learn that sometimes I shut off people, and I shouldn't really be doing that, right? But then on the flip side
Right.
of it,
You
I
should.
discern it too, and I should. And it doesn't mean that you don't love that person or them people or whoever, is bringing nonsense to you
Uh-huh.
in a time where you're supposed to be in your word and God is trying to do something new for you. It's not that you don't love them, it's just that you can't tolerate that
Yeah.
anymore. You have moved from that kind of place.
It's not attractive to you.
You move from that kind of place. You have spiritually grown in that area,
Yeah.
and it's also identifying that is also a weak part, because you can grow and still be weak at the same time, and you know that where that can take you, right? So you know that can take you to a place. Like it's certain people that you talk to and they will take you to a place and you be like, dang, do they even know who I am right now? Like why do they even bring this kind of stuff to me? Because they wanna still be acquainted
Where who
with
you
who I
were.
was, right?
Who you were, because that's who. See, that's another thing, is because that's who they know. They didn't have the chance to spend a lot of time learning who you are today.
No, they did. Some of them did. Some of
Some of
them
them
did, but
did, but some of them didn't.
people choose, and you can't be mad at people. People choose what part of you that they want to be involved with. Okay.
Right.
And some people can be around you enough to see the change, right? Because I've been walking with Christ, with God for a very long time now. It's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
It's been long enough for people to see it. But guess what? I realized that they don't really. It's never really for them to see it. It's for them to see the light, but they're always going to try to hold you to something.
Mm-hmm.
Something that you used to be, and so some people do, no, but they choose to be in that darkness. Like that's a sickness, right?
Yeah.
And so when I find myself going into that place, getting riled up because of nonsense, I have to understand that that's a sickness, and I've been healed. That I've been healed. God has healed me from that area. And so that's when I have to be able to discern that this is not good for me.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
It's not good for me. And I can't dilly dally. And that's when I cut off. And that I am very unapologetic about cutting off for that. Very. Because it's my soul. It's my I gotta stand.
And can't nobody answer for your soul, and I can't even do it.
No. Oh yeah, you can't answer for me. You can, and that goes to us talking about the heart and the mind.
Yes.
Remember the heart. What is the heart spiritually? What is the heart?
The mind.
It's the mind.
It's the mind.
Yeah, and I have and then you you had said something about guarding your heart, right? That's the scripture.
Yeah.
Did you want to?
Well, the scripture is in Proverbs 4:23. It says, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it."
Exactly. Exactly. So the heart is the mind.
The heart is the mind.
You have to guard your mind.
Your spiritual intellect, because if you don't, he's coming for it.
And that's why I said that, goodbyes and good boundaries, because I have to guard that, because I have to stand in front of God about everything. I gotta hold it. I gotta be accountable for everything I do. And one thing I can say is it kind of hurts when you have to cut people off. Okay.
It does.
But you have to be unapologetic about your heart, the mind, and how you guard it. Because, like you were saying, you can't, like, my mind is my mind. Only God knows my mind. That's why God knows your heart. God will judge you by your heart. He's the only one that knows the thoughts that I have and things like that. And so I gotta be very, very careful. And we gotta be very careful, especially when we're moving into a new season and the transition. So we're in a transition process. Mm-hmm. And during the transition process, and we have individual things we're going into that God is moving us into, and of course it's always going to come back to us being one. But let me tell you, yeah, we was talking about this, and he wanted to come on camera, and I thought maybe it would be a good idea too. So we talked about that. Did you have anything else you wanted to?
I mean, and again, and guarding with that topic right there, and guarding, you just gotta be aware, like, don't expose yourself to negativity, gossip, toxic conversations, and be intentional. Be intentional about what you watch, what you listen to, what you engage in.
Right.
Because again, the heart and the mind is as one. So if you feeling your mind with a bunch of stuff that holds no bearing on where you're trying to go, it's going to instill inside your heart.
That's right. I mean?
And it's going to it's going to detour you from where you're really trying to go. Because at the same time, it's all a test, and God is always watching. Mm-hmm. He's always throwing something at you to see how you're going to maneuver in it.
That's right.
You know what I mean? He always puts you in a situation for where there's a choice. And this is where everybody has the same thing. Everybody wakes up with the same thing. Everybody as a whole. When we are blessed to open our eyes in the morning, we are all blessed to have a choice.
That is so true.
A choice to do right or a choice to do wrong.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's where the fear of God and working out your own salvation come in.
Yes.
Because when we got saved, that was a choice that we made. Okay. Choice, yeah. Jesus had already paid the price. Okay. We had to make a choice and say, I accept you as my Lord and Savior, Jesus. Mm-hmm. That was a choice. And every day after is still a choice. You know, one of my girlfriends had said something to me about we have to save ourselves. And I almost jumped on a defense because I didn't know if she was,
how it was coming.
Yeah, how it was coming. But then I sat back and I said, you know what? You're absolutely right. Because Jesus already paid it all. He already saved us. We have to work out our own salvation. And there is a scripture in Philippians 2:12 through 13. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. For it is God which worketh in you both to will and to do of his good pleasure. And that's
Oh.
crazy because I was just saying to you that me not wanting to indulge in those conversations, not want to be a part of that, is not only because I'm saved, it's because my choice is not to do that.
Yeah.
So like I choose, yes, it's God, but I really have a choice in that. And guess what? I don't want to do it. I don't want to be, my thing is this must be a very weak area for me too that I have to grow in because whenever I'm moving out, right? I'm coming out of something and going into something new. This thing seems to come up. And it don't be one person, it be two or three. And I'm just thinking that I really have to cut it off. Like cut it off. And the other thing is, I always say that I want to be there for people, when they call and stuff. But you know what it's going to be? If it's no resolution, if we're not coming up with an action plan to help your situation or mine, then we're going to stop talking. Because if we're not coming up with an action plan to help your situation or mine, that means now it's going to go into kicking somebody's back in. It's going to go into gossip. It's going to go into a lot of things. And I am not with it. I'm not with it. I'm not interested. I'm really not interested in none of it.
So let me ask you a question, right? Do you feel it's kind of off that and back to what you said a minute ago? Do you feel that you have a weakness in tolerance, meaning that if people say things to you, or it could get said a certain way, or you could take it a certain way. Your
I'm a
flesh get involved.
non-tolerant person with conversations like because I can see it. I can discern the nonsense, right? So yeah. But what I think my weakness is that I want to be there for people. Right. And that's the weakness. I want to be there for people. I want to hear people out. But hearing people out sometimes bring the old me up. You know what I mean? The traumas and the things that I've been through and what they can be talking about, I can identify with, and then it'll get me to talk in some way that I don't need to be talking.
Yeah.
So that, and then there's also, I understand that some people don't have people to talk to. And you don't really want to shut somebody out that has burned bridges with a lot of other people. So you be like, and you be knowing sometimes that these people have burned bridges with people and nobody really wants to deal with them, but you love them because you see something in them. Like you could see their heart, like the true in-depth person.
Yeah, yeah.
But because they're so connected to drama or not wanting to resolve it and just want to keep dilly-dallying in that, it brings you to a place that now you're like just listening. Because there's a lot of times I just listen and I don't even, unless I have something positive to say, I don't really say nothing, but I do listen to it.
I have people like that too that I just sit back and just listen to. They go on a rant on what they dealing with. When life happens for them. In situations, and if I don't have nothing positive to say about it, like I don't say nothing, but I just give them a exhaust. I mean, here you want to get it off. You can't talk to nobody. You feel comfortable saying whatever you're dealing with. To me, go ahead, get it off your chest.
Yeah.
Because sometimes that's all people want. They want to just need somebody just listen to them. A response sometimes not even needed.
Yeah, and that's because that's to think about mommy.
Yeah,
that's who my mother was.
And so I yeah,
she would sit and she would listen, and you would be like, well, "Was she gonna say something?" And she would just listen. But then I knew because I was her daughter, and people who was around her knew her answer without her even saying it, because she'd just give you this look.
I could tell you, listen.
And not all the time, but a lot of times my mother was a listener, and I'm like that to a degree. But my mom also will not go in she ain't going in the mud. She wouldn't go in the mud.
No.
I could go in the mud. Right? I could go in the mud. Not all the time, but sometimes if it's a trigger. And that's when I said the agent knows the triggers.
Yeah.
They don't know who God is, who I'm becoming in God, right? They don't know who I'm becoming. They only know who I was. right? And so they know them trigger areas and they send the right people to just pick it, prick it, get it started. And it's just like, if you are being used, whether you know it or not, if I disconnect, understand that you may have to go in your prayer closet. Okay? You may have to ask God to show you why Sharika is disconnected. Okay? You're gonna have to do that because God is taking me somewhere. Like, I can't play around, and time is short.
Yep.
Time is short, y'all. We can't keep playing like we ain't at the end.
We got time.
We at the end. And I don't want God to say, I do not know you. I've been walking with God for a good minute now. Like, I don't want him to look at me and be like, I don't know you because of how I handle the conversation. Or how I keep going into listening to nonsense. Conversation. Or how I, and I was supposed to detach from that, because God will bring a thing back, because it is my desire that everybody that I'm attached to, that they be saved. That is the desire of my heart.
Yes.
I hope that I'm a light in a dark place. I hope that that you see Jesus, because I'm not the light, that you see Yahshua in me. And that in a dark place, I'm wondering if that's why you call me, if that's why you want to talk to me. But you got to understand that I can't be light and dark. So when I find myself being light and dark, I got to pull out of that, because I can't do both. I'm trying to be light.
That's right.
It's real, we just been having such a peaceful couple days, like 4 or 5 days, and then today. And then before the peaceful 4 or 5 days, it was something else. And they're all like almost identical. But it's like, I'm going with God. I'm choosing him.
Every time.
I'm choosing him. I'm choosing positivity. I pretty much live a peaceful life.
Yes.
That's why when these kind of things happen, they just disrupt me for a moment. Like, it just bothers me, because I be like, everything is going so good. But you know what? Those are the areas. That's the area. Yeah. It's the area. And so the fear of the Lord. Okay. I was talking to my sister Karen. We was talking a couple of weeks ago about the fear of the Lord. And let me tell you, we got into such a deep conversation. Then I came home and brought it to my husband, and he was like chiming in and saying the same thing. I was thinking about, when I wasn't saved, did I really fear God? And I realized that I didn't.
Couldn't have.
And then I said, well, when I got saved, did I really fear God? And for the first couple of years, I didn't. We say we fear God, but do we really fear God? It wasn't until one day I sat with myself and I said that if I ever walk away from God, I will surely die.
Explain
and when
that.
I said that,
explain that.
You might immediately think I'm talking about a physical death, right? That is very well possible too. But it is spiritual. It is emotionally bankrupt. It would be so bad for me if I backslid. That's what they say, backslide. It would be so bad for me. And I know that because that's when I knew I feared God. If I ever went back, there was times that I liked the old Sharika. Okay?
Kept you safe.
There was some good things about me.
Yeah.
There was some bad things about me too. Right? And there was some things that I liked about the old Sharika. But the fear of God says there is two things on that side. There's good and there's bad. And don't get me wrong, there's good and bad on everything.
He's not sharing.
But if I go back, it's going to be so bad. It's going to be so bad for me. That's why I stay with God. I know that I have to stay with God. Like, that's the fear of what can happen if I decide to step out of the alignment of God moves me. So that I fear God. There was a time that I did not fear God because we can say one thing and we can live another thing.
I mean, you know what? I'm like that too because there was a time in my life where I didn't care. I was out there doing things that you didn't, a person didn't care about life. At any given moment, like somebody, without going too deep, somebody could have got hurt either way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't fear the responsibility of judgment from
Mm-hmm.
God, not from nobody, but from God.
Yeah,
When I got saved, right, in the beginning, I tried to share, meaning I tried to share both sides, have a percentage, make it 50-50.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
How that worked out for me, I had to go sit down.
Mm-hmm.
Then the percentage went from 50-50 to 80-20, right?
Mm-hmm.
How did that work out for me? I almost lost everything. You know what I mean? So now I'm telling you, when it comes to God, I'm not playing no games with him. If I fall out of alignment with God, I can't even begin to explain to you what life looks like.
Cause sometimes you get a glimpse of it. Like you could see,
Sometimes
like
you'll
if
get a
I
glimpse
go
of it.
back, ooh,
Like me, I'm all right. My glimpse, I can't even tell you what my glimpse is because it's dark.
it's dark. Mm-hmm.
Why it's dark? Because I have no light on me.
I can see it though. And the reason why I could say I always had a respect for God when
Yeah,
I was even when I was in the streets, because I grew up my young childhood church. My nana was a pastor. That's who I first went to church with. Then my mom was saved, and we were saved, we were saved and stuff like
yeah,
that. And I had a respect for God, but the fear was different. So it's like, all right, say you know somebody from the hood, and you know that this person gets they could be a bully or maybe not a bully, but you know that if you ever came up against them, it'd be a problem, right?
or a Lamar type.
Yeah. So